Hello, everyone, and welcome to Odyssey 2024 Season 1. We are here today for, unfortunately, just one game because Ape versus Orange OnlyFans, which was scheduled to happen yesterday, has was actually forfeited because Ape was unable to field a roster for the match. So this time around for tonight's stream, it will just be the one game, and that will be Essence Thieves versus Beans. On the broadcast today, I'm Ferris, joined by Claire. Hello, Claire. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing so well. I mean, I'm a bit sad that we won't be seeing the other game today, but we still get to see this one, and I've heard that it's incredibly exciting, and I'm ready to jump into it.
Yeah, I'm ready to jump into it as well. So we do see the picks now coming through here for the game, and the thing that I want to point out, and what many of you who are watching the stream may be pointing out to yourselves, is there is a lock-in on the side of Beans. A brand new rework for Skarner has come through on patch 14.7, and the rules book states that new champions for the season are not allowed, but reworked champions are fair game. And so Beans is going to be pulling out the brand new Skarner in this matchup today. I'm going to be interested to see how they pilot it and how much success they can find with this new champion. Have they practiced it enough? Will they look terrible on it? Will they look good? We'll find out. This is the spiciest part about this matchup so far, immediately looking right off the bat at the draft.
Yeah, it's a very interesting draft that we're seeing here. Obviously, the Zariyumi, very, very normal, I would say, but everything else is a little bit more interesting. We see that Camille top, I would have to assume. Um, Having that Akali mid and that Poppy jungle. So a very strong composition from Essence Thieves. And then on the other side, seeing that Skarner top, which I think, or is it Skarner jungle?
It could be a yeah, there's a lot of variability in
I
this
don't.
this Beans draft.
Yeah, I'm not actually too sure because they just have so many flex picks on that side. We've seen a lot of Rumble support in a lot of different games, which is kind of crazy, but don't think we're gonna be seeing that today. But yeah, I actually cannot pick where these champions are gonna end up on the Rift here. But we'll see that here shortly.
Yeah, I think the Skarner, I mean, if we talk about Skarner's kit, so Skarner has his, I don't know which is the Q, which is the W, which is the E, but he has an ability where he can burrow through terrain and then catch somebody if he runs into them. And then if you rams them into a wall, it stuns. It's the typical Riot Games, you hit a wall, you stun the player type ability. It's more suited for ganking. And so I really do think that they were pushing for the champion to function in the jungle like the old Skarner normally did. But there has been Skarner top that I have seen in my games when I've been playing. So who knows? It could be Volibear top. It could be Skarner top. Again, yeah, we are not going to be fully aware of where the Skarner's going until we get into game. But I do, if I were just to make a bold prediction, I would say probably the jungle. I just think the champion's better in the jungle. But there's great scaling in the bot lane as well. You pointed out the Zeri Claire paired with the Yumi. I honestly think if you're good enough, Zeri can be the best ADC in the entire game with a Yumi on her shoulders. So much movement speed, so much late game power, so much kiting potential that you can really make an impact with that champion pairing. But the thing is, the Kog'Maw does match the scaling as well. So bot lane scaling for both teams, heavy engage on the side of SNCs, Camille, Akali, and yeah, we'll see how it all pans out. I'm excited for the Skarner. I'm excited to see maybe a great late game setup here for both of these teams. We'll get into game and we'll see how it all pans out.
Yes, we will. We'll be jumping right in here to, to hopefully see to where all of these champions end up. Yeah, it will be the Skarner jungle, Rumble mid, and then that Volibear top, which does make a lot of sense, but still was probably very confusing for Essence Thieves in the draft and not knowing what was going where. Uh,
Yeah, and I do want to mention substitutions for this game. We have Basil, who is subbing in for Hero Joe, and that's it for the substitution. So just the Essence Thieves there. Beans have their full roster in this game today. And I also want to talk about sort of the stakes for this game. Beans needs to get a win on the board. They're 0-3. They've yet to win a game thus far in season one. So for them, they're really trying to focus on get that win on the board, start to build some momentum. And for Essence Thieves, who are sitting at 1-2, if they find a win, they will improve to 2-2, an even win-loss, and they will have the head-to-head victory advantage over Orange OnlyFans, so they will move ahead to third place in the standings. So those are kind of the stakes for this matchup here today. And that's what both of these teams are going to be fighting for. We see wards placed in the jungle, but no invasions happening. We're not going to see that level 1 first blood like we sometimes do see at Odyssey.
We see that quite a bit, but I think it's really fallen off over the past couple of weeks. It's been very, very passive. Everyone has just been not wanting to give up their lead. They realize that, let's not coin flip the game level 1. Maybe let's wait for level 2 or level 3 to do that one. But getting deeper into this one, I mean, just looking at these compositions here, I really don't know which one of these is going to be better off, like, scaling-wise, or even early game. I think both of these are pretty even, and just the unknowingness factor. I think the Akali will definitely dominate lane quite heavily, but that Rumble can still clear quite a bit, clear pretty heavily, and just be fine in lane, but that Akali obviously still can deal and dish out so much damage. But that top side matchup is a little bit of what I'm more concerned about for Essence Thieves.
Yes, the Volibear is very strong versus Camille. That is a Volibear favorite matchup, although later in the game when Camille does get to that late game power spike, it is going to shift the tides of the matchup. So I also want to talk about an interesting item choice for Snyderman, starting with an amplifying tome. That's not something you see every day. You're normally always starting with a Doran's item on all laning champions. So I wonder what the decision was there from Snyderman to go for that. And we'll see if it'll pay off. I think Rumble is a great champion into Akali because you can still hit through the Shroud with your Flame Spitter. So if that timing is able to be found there for Snyderman, then that will be something to look for in that matchup. Range advantage in the bot lane for Anna Gamer Girl, but it's ghost advantage for Mr. Miyagi. So if they're caught too overextended, that being Anna and Haya, then the ghost is going to be a massive advantage there for the Zerayumi.
Yeah, it's just this matchup is going. I don't know if anything is really going to happen, or if anything really should happen early into the game. Obviously, that Rakan doesn't have the most targets to go on to, since that Yumi is untargetable whilst on a friendly champion. So a bit harder to get an engage in there in the bot lane, but still could get some roam timings maybe on the Akali. Could use that to their advantage. We are seeing this Poppy Path bot side. The only camp that's up though is going to be that blue buff. I'm not too. I mean, they're going to be getting scuttled, but I don't know if they'll be looking for anything. Maybe a dive here, as just trying to find any damage they can here in the bot side, but not gonna find anything. But look at mid here. That Skarner looking for a gank, and
going for a gank. Gonna find the stun on the wall. Gonna miss the rock, but the flash forward from Snyderman will try and finish off that kill. The slow lands, but Basil's here to save the day, and Sinja will walk out free. Does have to burn the flash though, but is able to stay alive, and no first blood will go down.
Yeah, there you can really just see how powerful this new Skarner's gank can actually be, and can really catch you off guard. Sinja is gonna need to be watching out for that in these next couple of minutes, especially before they get to level 6 and have a little bit more of an escape if they need to.
Yeah, and I saw in the bot lane, there was a time where Mr. Miyagi was getting a little low. The exhaust choice from Anna might be a late game choice, not necessarily a laning choice, because Zeri doesn't really pose that much threat to you in the lane phase. So it kind of doesn't pay off because you can't really chase down this Zeri and find a kill at all in the lane phase, but later on when you have a Camille and an Akali diving on your face, it's actually going to pay off. And I think it's sort of a preference thing, but I think Anna's made the choice that he wants to play for that late game. You're playing Kog'Maw, right? So that is where you're more oriented to, and that's going to hopefully pay off later on when that Camille and that Akali get some items in their back pocket. But not a single kill is dropped just yet. We do see Basil hovering around this river, could potentially go for some type of invade. As we see the exhaust actually go down from Talia plus the ignite, so they're looking for a fight here inside of the bot lane. Mr. Miyagi trying to put the damage down onto Anna. It doesn't look like it's going to turn into a kill just yet. They're continuing to hit each other, but now they've backed off back towards the wave.
And no first blood here, like 5 minutes and 40 seconds and counting into this game. Very uncommon for Odyssey.
Yeah, seriously, it is.
We always see a first blood in the first couple of minutes here, but it's evading us. This top lane matchup not looking like it's going to happen. Level 6 is favoring Munchman, though, against
Here we
Garner.
go. Looked like just going to get away with that shuriken, but we got to look back at bot lane here. Mr. Miyagi very close to falling. That ignite is ticking. We actually see, that must just be a spectator thing, but we do see Sinja getting very close to death there. Mr. Miyagi even closer to falling and can't really stay underneath this tower for much longer. You do still have the flash, and so if Haya goes for it, but he's just going to hit the Q and find the kill. My goodness, the Gleaming Quill will secure first blood of all things inside of this game. Just saving the flash button for a later play, as Miyagi probably didn't expect that Gleaming Quill to finish off the kill, but nonetheless, it's first blood to Beans in this game.
Not who I thought that was going to go on to, though. I mean, very uncommon that we see the first blood going over to the support without an assist from anybody else. But, you know, here we are. And talking about this bot side, is this just, as this dragon goes down, it's just this Kog'Maw out farming this Zeri by at least 10, but up here there in the top side is the Camille. That's
Basil flash forward, finds the heroic charge on the wall and gets the kill. So nice heads up play there from the Poppy immediately after finishing the Void Grubs. Looking around near this Dragon Pit to just spot out the other team and is going to see them. That will be the Cloud Soul, or the Cloud Dragon rather, traded for the Grubs there in that play. Basil's continuing to push into the jungle though, is just going to back off. So 1-1 now the score. Basil finds a quick heads up play.
Basil just getting there at the correct time, the right time.
Oh, Mandalorian through the wall is going to find Mr. Miyagi, but there's no wall there, so there isn't a stun to be found. Misses the boulder as well, and you have to be careful because Mr. Miyagi has Ghost Pop. This is a very fast area. This is what I'm talking about. If you fail to find and engage onto this champion, she can punish you. And right there, Mandalorian ever so close to losing his life. Almost died to the Scorch from the Yuumi, but just going to walk straight forward because Sinja's here on the flank, and that's going to give the kill over to Mr. Miyagi. The engage here from Haya to try and peel them away from the Kog'Maw, but it's not really going to be very successful. Sinja's going to find that kill, but the tower is probably going to finish this kill off. That kill goes over to the Rumble. Talia now is going to drop after the Zeri falls as well. A nice counterplay from Beans. A double kill for Snyderman's Rumble. Improves to 2-1, and a good counterpunch will put Beans ahead in the kill score. The next person that is targeted here from them is Basil, going to go for the execution and is going to successfully get it, so it will remain a 4-3 kill score after that play.
Basil successfully getting out, though. It was a big TP, though, from the top side from that Volibear to get down to help out the team fight, and I don't know if it really changed the outcome too much, but it definitely did help them, especially with the confidence there. But we are just letting this Camille just free farming that top lane for at least like a minute and a half there, which is going to be incredibly scary as we get later into this mid game. I mean, they're just not being contested, and looking at this team composition here, I don't really know who would be the one to match this Camille. If worst comes to worst, and Munchman just absolutely takes over the Rift, but his Volibear might be able to do it, but yeah, she can just kind of leave.
Yeah, we're going to see an Ignite go down, plus the Hextech ultimatum. Now Zexus is caught up inside of that area. Munchman, though, may have gotten a bit too aggressive, does find the passive shield, so Mandalorian will have to run because thankfully Sinja's here. Goes for the ultimate, but misses. An excellent shuriken from Sinja will find the outplay and the kill, and now it's Snyderman who's caught up here inside of the river. Thought he was going to go look for a help out for his team, but ends up dying as well. That's 2 kills to the Akali, and Essence Thieves will find their punch back on the top side of the map.
Incredible work there from Sinja. A great roam to the top side. It's just Snyderman getting a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too over-eager.
Mr. Miyagi wants this fight, goes in. There's the lightning crash, and Sinja's here to follow, but Sinja does not have ultimate. Anna is dropping. The exhaust has gone down, and the last 5-point strike will finish off the kill, but what can Mandalorian do to salvage this play? It looks like nothing. They don't have damage. Mr. Miyagi with so much confidence stepping forward, and Talia will secure the kill. And Mr. Miyagi's going to continue to press through the jungle. Has found Mandalorian, who tries to find the hit into the wall with the E ability, but can't find it. Sort of drifts into nothing. Snyderman here to help out his jungler, but the Shuriken lands, and Sinja will pick up a 4th kill in the last like 2 minutes all across the map. Thankfully, it's traded back, and Snyderman will pick up a 700 gold bounty. Going to be happy about this one, but Mr. Miyagi continues to kite, dodges away from the Electro Harpoon, forces the flash out of Snyderman, and now coming back from the Death Realm here to rejoin this play. And now finally, Mr. Miyagi burns the flash and gets out of there, and you can see the power of the Zeri in these long fights.
Mr. Miyagi is kiting so well, being able to maneuver and just the spacing that Mr. Miyagi's happening here. But 2 fights breaking out across the map here. Top I don't think it's gonna have anything, but very close to Sinja back in the fight.
Yeah, here we go. On the teleport, gonna find 2 kills. This mid laner for Essence Thieves is on an absolute tear all over the map, but we have to look topside. Munchman is caught in an awkward position. The grubs have been started up from Mandalorian, and Zexus is here to help out. Now, Basil's moving up from the mid lane. We can see that on the minimap, but I think at least 1 or 2 of these grubs is going to fall before they get there. But now Munchman's on the flank. They forgot about him, but he's back, and he's back with his friends. The stun is found. They're going to go on to Mandalorian first. The one with the smite is down, and Zexus is going to have to use the ultimate to get out of this fight, but it's going to be followed by Sinja's Shuriken. Sinja continues to go forward, but is going to run into the Flame Spitter and has to disengage, and there is the Keeper's Verdict that is going to send them flying back towards their base. And I think that was all the grubs secured there, or maybe one of them is left, but 5 grubs to 1, so all of them were taken. 5 grubs to 1 for Essence Thieves.
And that's really, really not what you want to see. Both this Akali and this Camille can just sit on the side lane here and just start farming. And with 5 grubs, their turrets are going to go down insanely fast. And we're only 12 minutes into the game. We still have these plates up, so needing to think about this, as Munchman is just going to keep getting stronger. The highest CS on the game, and I think they're just followed there by that Kog'Maw, but it's still quite a substantial lead.
And I have to shout out Munchman here. This is typically a matchup that Volibear dominates in, and Camille has to look towards the later stage of the game to find hope. But this time around, through great performance, has accumulated a 50 CS lead and is a kill plus many plates ahead. So this is great news for the side of SNCs looking forward. But now Sinja's gone in onto Snyderman, but has been found with lots of CC. Thankfully, it's been traded over because the rest of the Thieves have turned off of the Baron and are looking now for the fight. Mr. Miyagi presses forward like he's a damn tank inside of this game, is not worried about any damage coming his way, and he is going to continue to hit, continue to find the kills. A double kill here. You have to credit Talia as well for the heals and the shields, and that just makes Zeri that much stronger. They find the next fight. It seems that the ball is rolling here now for SNCs, and you know what? Cherry on top, that would be the solo kill up here in the top lane for Munchman. They find it. They'll get the Ocean Drake. 15-6 is the kill score. 5k gold lead. Essence Thieves are running away with it at the moment, but Snyderman is not done. Going to drop the equalizer down. Going to try and find the shutdown onto Mr. Miyagi. It would be 650 gold, but it's not going to be enough. They're picking them off like flies, and they continue to dominate. This one is almost looking wraps 14 minutes in.
It's not looking so good here, and Talia, like, who's gonna kill anyone that this Yuumi is on? Like, already having such a big problem, even with just Moonstone. But, like, it's not looking so great here. Top tower falls is the first one. We do see the bounties to go up, which, you know, does help a little bit with the standing goal, but it doesn't look like they're necessarily that close to even getting any of these towers. So it's kind of rough. They just gotten no push in any of these side lanes to even, like, group up, maybe take one of these towers, flip that local gold. And the only objective that's up is this Rift Herald, but I feel like if you fight that, you're just going to lose another team fight, go even further down. So a very difficult position they find themselves in, but a great pick that could happen here.
Sinja has been found. There is no bounty on the back of this Akali, but nonetheless a kill would be nice. Able to get out with the R2. That's that perfect execution that was committed there to get out of that one. And yeah, Beans, they just try to find plays, and they can't catch a break here. It's going to be Sinja to get out of that one, and they're not going to be able to find anything. It's hard because you're going to get outscaled here. Camille is going to be I mean, who's going to stop this, Camille? There's literally nothing that they can do, as we're actually going to see an engage now inside of the bot lane. Mr. Miyagi and Talia thought they were hidden in the brush, but Haya and Anna Gamer Girl knew about this. They find the engage that they wanted, but they don't quite have the damage to finish off the kill. Again, they're so close, but no cigar. They can't get any gold on the board for themselves.
Just not finding anything. They're close. They have like pretty solid ideas, but it might just be a little bit too far gone 15 minutes into this game.
Gonna see another fight in the river. Munchman going in onto Mangalorean. That's a 4-level difference, but Munchman does have to be careful now, jumping into 3 members. That's a shutdown that has been claimed here for Beans. They do trade one back, does Essence Thieves, and it's going to end up being a 1-for-1. So far, that is worth it. If you are Beans here, you're going to be happy with claiming that gold. I'm not sure who it went onto, but the play is going to continue. Zexus is hitting onto both members here, and it's actually going to be Sinja who's going to use that R2 and flash away from the Volibear ultimate. Sinja is having themselves a game and a half. They're performing so well in tandem with Basil there in the river. They find the play 3-for-1. Anna's going to get a play or a bounty, potentially, actually not even going to get that tower down there, but they continue to dominate the river. One shutdown goes, but they still find a winning play.
Just not, I mean, finding these openings, finding some life to get back into this game, but still a lot to make up here. And that's what they need to do. I think Rift Herald is being taken there, and the top side Basil's going to be picking that one up. Just secure all of the objectives before Beans can get their hands on it. But they're not without trying. Mangalorean just attempting to maybe look at the objective before it goes down, which is always nice to know that it's dropping. But yeah. Just wanting to get into this jungle, not let them get any of their buffs or their farm.
Here they go. They're gonna fight over their blue buff, and it was successfully stolen away by Basil. So they honestly can't have anything in their own jungle, but they do have their support here to help them out, and a shutdown goes the way of Mangalorean. Sinja's able to trade that one back, but Munchman once again is caught up between too many people, might actually drop down, but in the nick of time, Sinja will rejoin the play and save their top laner for a double kill, now in the double-digit column. They continue to win plays. It's just like there's a sign of hope for Beans, and then it's ripped right from them by Essence Thieves.
I probably just R's in and just Q's a couple of times, and then everyone dies. So it's a little bit unfortunate, and Mr. Miyagi just pressuring the side lane as this objective is going to be coming up here shortly. It's going to be a Mountain Soul, or like a Mountain Drake to come up here, and that would just be a bigger disaster here if they even got their hands on a couple of dragons, if not the soul. I don't think anyone on Essence Thieves will die if that happens, which is not what you're looking for. But I mean, to come back into this one, you just need to get something moving here. You need to get some objectives. You need to try and scale without taking some team fights, but at this point it's almost impossible to do so.
You have to almost surprise Essence Thieves with your aggression. Sometimes if you go for plays that are, the numbers are in your advantage in the side lane, someone gets too complacent, let's say Munchman pushes too far, they think they're safe, and then all of a sudden 3 people collapse, you find a bounty, you move together as a unit, and you can start to pick these bounties off one by one. That's one way you can get back into this game. So they're waiting in this brush here around the neutral objective that is coming up, which is the Mountain Drake, and they're going to look to try and catch out Sinja. So this is what I was talking about, getting too complacent in the side lane, being too unaware of where your opponents are, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to lock down this Akali, and now Munchman has TP'd in, but there are many members around him. He's going to follow the Kog'Maw with the Hextech ultimatum and find that kill. There's nothing that Anna Gamer Girl can do, and a huge lightning crash now as Mr. Miyagi joins the play. We'll start this one off for Essence Thieves. It's a 2-for-1 in their favor, and they are waiting to take that Mountain Drake that's waiting behind them. Mangalorean's going to get the hell out of there because the lady with the laser gun is going ballistic with the cat on her shoulder. It's a story now that is very ingrained in the League of Legends timeline right now, and the people that are suffering from it this time around is Beans. Going to jump over that wall and look for some more. They're looking for this tier 2 tower. And are they going to turn their attention towards the Mountain Drake, or are they going to continue to look for the dive? They are going to drop the Herald here. They're trying to defend this tower, is Beans, but they're not going to be successful in doing so. Is the push going to continue? It's going to continue with this Rift Herald. In goes Sinja, going to find that charge, And I think, will they back off for the dragon? It doesn't look like they're going to because Mandalorian's going to go right through, but actually canceled by the heroic charge of Basil. So a new interaction has been introduced to me. That's some pretty solid counterplay right there from the Poppy.
That's good stuff. That's exactly what you need to see. 11k gold now, 20 minutes into the game. This objective is still up, and they still just should be able to walk right onto it and pick that one up as Mr. Miyagi and Talia just chilling in mid. I mean, this area you gotta feel so safe here, right? You can just, like, go over the wall. You have the support of a Yumi that's giving you so much shield and so much healing. So, like, I mean, you're also up so much gold. I feel like if you're Mr. Miyagi, you just kind of feel unstoppable in this position. As Munchman just becomes unstoppable and takes out Evo and Snyderman, you just have Akali and Camille just ready to jump on top of you wherever you are on the map. Cannot be a good thing to feel.
No, it doesn't really get much worse for them. They're losing the Drakes. I think if I'm Essence Thieves, I'm going. It's Baron o'clock right now. You just do Baron. You can't really do anything about it. You've won the last 27,000 fights in a row. You can't even get onto Mr. Miyagi whether you wanted to or not, even when they're alone, or quote unquote alone because there is a Yumi on his back. But yeah, if you go Baron right now, you're gonna find the Baron almost certainly. So we'll see if they look to do that in the near future. But for the moment, continuing to get that mid-prio, continuing to flex your muscles, flexing your wallets, flashing forward as Mr. Miyagi does not care. All of the tools of Anna, Gamer Girl, and Haya combined have been used, and that Zeri's health bar has not moved a single bit. But here comes Mandalorian on the flank. Does not find the Zeri, and they actually will be able to take it down now that Zexus has joined the play. So the President has been taken out. The 1k bounty goes their way, and they get it 1-for-1. They do trade their support. So that's something that they've found so far, and that's going to be something that they're going to be happy about.
That's what you need to see there, Mr. Miyagi finally getting shut down. But it's still so much you need to have happen here. Basil, maybe a bit too over-aggressive. Like, it's weird to say, but I think Basil's the weakest member here on the team. Only one item? That's it?
Yeah.
Not even 2 items, so...
I mean, I'd take Basil over Talia if you had the Yordle with the hammer go up against the cat on a book. If we're just talking straight 1v1, but I get what you mean. If Yumi is on the Zeri's shoulders and we kind of just combine them as one, yeah, you're correct in that analysis.
I lied. Two items now, so I was...
Well, at the time you weren't wrong, but let's cut you some slack here. You were talking about one item; they were one item, maybe 1.5.
Yeah, like pretty close. Sindra just wanting to hang around here, maybe jump and burst down Slenderman, but it's weird to say, like, you don't really have a tank here. I mean, you kind of do a little bit, but not really building any MR into this game. And so Sinja can absolutely jump on top of you, but then you gotta worry about the Fed Camille and that Fed Zeri, so I just, like, how do you itemize into this game to make yourself get a chance? Usually it's not this many players that can burst you down ever so quickly.
Hey, it's true damage on Camille as well, so you can't do anything about that. I want Essence Thieves to do Baron, though, because this is how, I mean, this game is looking pretty over right now, but you can throw games like this if you are Essence Thieves, if you focus too much on going for the hypey plays rather than getting those objectives that will secure you the win. Now, Munchman just slapped his wallet on the face of Snyderman and said, hey, you can't do anything about this, but look at what happened. It ends up becoming a 1-for-1. And so you lose your jungler and you're giving them more time to skill. So, like, think about this. It's a Kog'Maw, right? Like, Anna Gamer Girl will not remain weak forever. This Kog'Maw can scale into oblivion. That was an absolute one-shot. We're going to see a fight happen here inside of the river. They're going to fight once more. Munchman joining the fray as well. Sinja is jumping around, hopping around, shurikening around. Mr. Miyagi can just straight up 1v1 the top laner. They are so fed and so strong right now. And now that they get 5 dead here, I would have to believe, guys, you would go for this Baron here. And that looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Makes a lot of sense to go for the Baron. And it gives you a lot of buffs. and it can help you in the game. If you didn't know. It's kind of a fun fact there. But securing this, you're going to get so much gold here. You do still have some of these tier 2 turrets still on the map. I think it's just that top lane one, and I'm sure after this with these Baron minions, these buffed minions, you can finally figure out and probably crack into this base, potentially get an inhibitor. But looking at the map here, we do see the second Mountain Drake that's going to be coming up, so it should be a fight that people are taking. Bean's obviously going to have such a difficult time. We're seeing Haya just try to maybe set up, get some vision in the river and around this dragon if possible, but still, I mean, what can you really do? You can't really show your face out there, or else you're just going to get jumped on by any of these players, and you're just at a disadvantage yet again.
Yeah, and the Essence Thieves have free reign to step into the jungle as long as they have the numbers with them to clear vision. You can see Haya risking their life to try and get one ward down in the river, and then met with Mr. Miyagi's laser and is just going to get pushed right back. So they have such a hard time contesting these neutral objectives. I'm sure that this Mountain Drake will go the way of the Thieves, and I think after that, all you really need to do, they're going to find the pick here.
Oh
My God, that was so much damage. Sinja just hit the delete button right there on the Rakan, and it's going to happen to Anna at a slightly smaller scale there. It is going to live with 1 HP for the moment. Going to find the revenge kill with the passive, but this is 3 dead now for Beans. This will secure the Mountain Drake for Essence Thieves, and now they're going to look for this bot lane, or yeah, this bot lane inhibitor. Actually, hold on a second. Zexus is going to... Munchman's just going to keep going. Not going to care too much about the 2 people standing in his face in defiance, waiting to stop him from sieging the base. It's going to be a 1-for-1. It's a 950 gold shutdown. Mr. Miyagi now going to siege down this tower. And Haya's here, gonna try and find the engage. There's the quickness, gonna use the flash to get onto the Zeri. There was a Mikhail's Crucible used from Talia that's going to continue to keep this Zeri safe. And now, once they've expended all of their engage tools, Zeri is free to open fire, and Haya is going to drop that tower in the mid lane. Will drop Mangalorean. Look at the speed, but doesn't have a wall to find. And this Zeri is just going to shoot you like she's in a shooting house, or a shooting range rather, and that just might be the end of the game right there off the back of Talia and Mr. Miyagi shredding up the competition.
Just so good here. I mean, this the spacing because of the speed you get. I mean, Zeri's already quick, but the speed that you get from this Yumi to make it a little bit easier, the shielding you get, just the kiting that you can have with this combo in this bot lane is just so strong. And yeah, I don't know what's really the play here for Beans. Just try to do anything, clear these waves as possible, keep yourself alive for
go for broke. You got
lightly, yeah. Ults come out, but really, what are you gonna do here? Oh, there's a kill.
There's 4 kills, or 3 kills. There's only 3 people, or 2 people left. Mangalorean's gonna drag Mr. Miyagi into the fountain and is going to find that last little kill, the slap in the face, but the real slap in the face is going to be your Nexus exploding, and Mangalorean is going to be alive to watch that one happen. Munchman kind of delaying it here, does want to go for the kill, going to go for a little heat check, wants to finish this one off before hitting the Nexus, and will find it. Talia on his shoulders, and the Nexus will explode. And a 43 kill game for Essence Thieves. Let's combine that. Quick math here. 59 kills in 29 minutes. Claire, that was probably the bloodiest game we've seen so far this season.
It was like 59 kills in like 23 because we didn't get first blood till 6-ish minutes into the game.
True.
Not
what I was
not what I was expecting how this game would end up, but we really started picking things up there about 6 minutes into the game. But yeah, an ace to end this one. Munchman finding that, and Beans still winless, but Essence Thieves to pick up another one, and that leaves them
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah, they find a important win. Beans wanted to get on the board, but they've kind of been pushed down to the bottom of that ladder, and we'll see if they can rally in the next week. They're going to have to find some type of momentum if they want a shot here in Season 1. Essence Thieves will improve to 3rd place. We talked about them having that advantage over Orange Only fans in the head-to-head tiebreaker since they did win in their matchup, which happened a few weeks ago. But that's unfortunately going to do it for the stream tonight. Remember, it was supposed to be Ape versus Orange Only fans tonight as well, although that one resulted in a forfeit due to some roster hiccups there. Some people couldn't make it for the match. It happens. We were happy to have at least just this one game here stream tonight. Claire, before we sign off, are there anything you want to say to the people watching just as a little wrap up here?
No, I mean, I don't really have anything to say. Shout out to the production, of course, obviously making this a lot more possible, and shout out to all the players. They seem that they're always wanting to play, and it makes for some incredibly exciting games.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's going to do it. It was a short stream this time around, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you, Drubert, for handling production behind the scenes. Couldn't have a stream without you. I'm Ferris. That was Claire. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next week. Have a good one.